Right friends, good morning and welcome. This is the second part of question and answers for the week from February 23rd to 1st March. This is the 9th week of 2015, February 23rd to 1st March. We are going to discuss 32 questions in this session, and let us look at the first question. Name the country which got 4-month extension of its bailout package from Eurozone. What is this bailout package? As you are aware, Greece is in debt trap. Almost its debt is around $500 billion, and the countries which assisted Greece wanted austerity measures to reduce subsidies, to reduce unproductive expenditure, but Greece is against all these measures because when subsidies are reduced, when social sector expenditure is reduced, there is every possibility that people may suffer. Because of that, Greece is not willing to reduce this expenditure, and there is a compromise deal was struck, and the present bailout package will extend to another 4 months. So, answer here is the country which got 4-month extension of its bailout package is Greece, right? Alexis Tsipras recently elected as the Prime Minister of Greece. And let us look at the next question. 90 Assyrian Christians were recently abducted by ISIS. 90 Assyrian Christians. I would like to tell you a little about these Assyrian Christians. Probably all of you might know about Mesopotamia civilization. Mesopotamia civilization, which is one of the oldest civilizations in the world. This civilization extends in the Tigris-Euphrates river delta, spanning across Europe, Syria and Turkey. This region has got one of the oldest civilizations, and these Assyrian Christians are one of the oldest inhabitants of that region, and recently 90 Assyrian Christians are abducted by ISIS from northeastern part of Syria. So here the answer is Syria. Remember, the region with the one of the oldest civilizations is Iraq, Syria and Turkey, popularly known as Tigris-Euphrates region. Next, look into the next question. Supreme Court recently asked a corporate group how they encashed rupees 484 crore rupees and transferred to its sister concern. I would like to tell you a brief about the Sahara India Parivar. Sahara India Parivar is to refund roughly rupees 20,000 crore to its depositors. Rupees 20,000 crore to its depositors. Mr. Subrata Roy, its chief, was arrested, and to get bail, Supreme Court asked Sahara India Parivar to deposit rupees 10,000 crore rupees. To get bail, Supreme Court asked Sahara Parivar to deposit rupees 10,000 crore rupees. Meanwhile, they have encashed some 484 crore rupees and they transferred to their sister concern, which is objected by the Supreme Court. And recently, Supreme Court asked the corporate group and also advised RBI how they have encashed and how they have transferred it to the sister concern. So the answer here is Sahara Parivar or Sahara Group. Its chief is Subrata Roy, who is in custody now, and to get his bail, he is required to deposit rupees 10,000 crore. Right? Look into the next question. In the semi-finals of the Ranji Trophy in Bengaluru, in the semi-finals of the Ranji Trophy against Karnataka, Mumbai was bundled out for just 44 runs. Their second lowest score, their lowest being 42 runs, against Gujarat during the year 1977-78, and in the recent semi-final they were bundled out for 44 runs. This is the second lowest score of Mumbai in Ranji Trophy. Please remember, in the Ranji Trophy tournament, Mumbai won the tournament for 40 times. But see the plight of this Mumbai team, which got bundled out for 44 runs against Karnataka. Please look into the next question. Avalanches with heavy snow in the northeastern part of Afghanistan. Serious avalanches with heavy snow took place in the mountainous region. Serious avalanches with heavy snow took place in the mountainous region. That province is Panjshir province. Panjshir, do you know what is the meaning of Panjshir? 5 lines. Panjshir means 5 lines. So, in that province, more than 200 people were killed when avalanches took place with heavy snow in the mountainous region of Afghanistan. Here the answer is Afghanistan. Please look into the next question. Name the state government which decided to scrap JV agreement. What is JV agreement? Friends, JV is nothing but joint venture. When two organizations are coming forward to establish a relationship, not only in the investment but also in the profits, that is known as joint venture investment or joint venture agreement. Odisha state government signed joint venture agreements with Rio Tinto, Sesa Sterlite and Hindalco. Rio Tinto, Sesa Sterlite and Hindalco. I would like to explain a bit about these companies. Rio Tinto is the multinational mines and minerals corporation. Rio Tinto is the multinational mines and minerals corporation with headquarters in London and management office in Melbourne in Australia. It is one of the world's largest mines and minerals companies. Remember, this Rio Tinto is the name of a river in Spain. The second firm is Sesa Sterlite. Sesa Sterlite is into the production of various metals, and it is owned by Vedanta Group of Anil Agarwal. When you look at Hindalco, Hindalco is into the production of aluminium basically. This is of Aditya Birla Group, owned by Kumaramangalam Birla. Having known about these three firms, recently, as these three firms are unable to satisfy the agreemental clauses, Odisha government recently decided to scrap the joint venture agreements with these three firms. So, answer here is Odisha. Let us look at the next question. Name the country which decriminalized possessing small amounts of marijuana. What is marijuana? The other name for marijuana is cannabis. Cannabis, it is a psychoactive drug. When you look at this country, that is Jamaica, people are habituated to take this drug. Not only that, this country is famous for reggae music. It is famous across several countries. So, Jamaica is famous for reggae music, and most of the people are habituated to take marijuana, and in many countries marijuana is banned. Recently, this country took a decision that small amounts of marijuana can be possessed by individuals. Right? So, the answer here is Jamaica. Right? Look into the next question. World's largest importer of defense equipment. It is none other than India. World's largest importer of defense equipment is India. After independence, we could not develop our own capabilities, which is very unfortunate thing, and we are still dependent on importing defense equipment. Almost our 70% to 80% of our requirements is met by imports. Our biggest business partner in importing defense equipment so far is Russia, and several other countries like France, America, Israel are now coming into picture for defense exports to India. Do you know what is our defense budget? Our defense budget is approximately $40 to $45 billion. Our defense budget is $40 to $45 billion, roughly 2.5 lakh crores. When you look at the defense budget of China, it is almost $140 billion. But unfortunate part of our defense sector is we are dependent on imports, which is not a happy sign for defense sector, because our strategic interests will be sacrificed if we are dependent on importing defense equipment. Right, friends? Look at the next question. Recently, Troy reduced the carriage charges. Before going into these charges, I hope that all of you are familiar with the Troy. Troy is nothing but Telecom Regulatory Authority of India. It is the regulator of telecommunications business in the country. It was established in the year 1997 by an act of parliament, and recently they reduced 3 types of charges. One is they reduced carriage charges. Carriage charges are basically long distance telecom charges. If you are giving a call to your friend from Bangalore to Delhi, the call has to go through long distance access. If you are staying in Bangalore and if you ring up to your friend in Delhi, the telecom operator in Bangalore has to pay to the operator who is carrying your call to Delhi. That is called carriage charges. Recently, Troy reduced the charges from 65 paise to 35 paise. Now the maximum limit of carriage charge is 35 paise. The second point I would like to tell you is Troy also reduced termination charges. For mobile to mobile, the termination charge is reduced from 20 paise to 14 paise. In case of landline, they were reduced to 0 from 20 paise. That means from landline to landline or landline to mobile, Troy recently eliminated the termination charges. And the third thing is, Troy also recently reduced the national roaming charges for both incoming and outgoing calls. So these 3 types of charges recently Troy reduced. Let us hope to get some relief as a customer, as Troy recently reduced these 3 types of charges. Look into the next question. A million cars for a billion people is authored by. He is none other than Gautam Sen. A million cars for a billion people, authored by Gautam Sen. Auto expert, you can say. He was associated with several auto magazines. He recently authored this book. So please remember, a million cars for a billion people is authored by Gautam Sen. Let us move into the next question. India-Pakistan match in World Cup is rated as the most watched cricket match during the past 4 years. During the year 2011, when India won the previous World Cup, that was the highest viewed. But after that, during this year, India-Pakistan match at Adelaide was viewed by 288 million. It is the record during the past 4 years. Please don't forget. Right? Look into the next question. With the Mendipathar Guwahati passenger train, recently a passenger train was inaugurated between Guwahati is in Assam, to Mendipathar. Mendipathar is in Meghalaya. So with the introduction of this passenger train between Mendipathar and Guwahati, Mendipathar in Meghalaya came into the railway map. So now one more state of Northeast came into the railway map. That means one more state in Northeast got rail connectivity. That is none other than Meghalaya. Please don't forget. Let us look into the next question. The Prime Minister flagged off a train. Recently, an AC Express was flagged off connecting Naharlagun to New Delhi. It is weekly once train. This train was flagged off by the Prime Minister, and this Naharlagun is the place in Arunachal Pradesh. Please don't forget, Naharlagun is in Arunachal Pradesh. So now Arunachal Pradesh is directly connected to Delhi by train. So one more state of Northeast, that is Arunachal Pradesh, came into the railway map, right? Let us look into the next one. As per the Brand Trust report, this report was started by Chandramouli with the 61 parameters to judge the reliability or the trust of the people, and as per the Brand Trust report of 2015, the most trusted brand among the consumers is none other than LG, right? Look into the next question. Union Cabinet recently approved the establishment of NDB and CRA. This NDB and CRA both were proposed to be established when the last BRICS summit was held at Fortaleza in Brazil. During the summit, it was decided by BRICS leaders to establish NDB. NDB is nothing but New Development Bank with authorized capital of $100 billion and with initial subscribed capital of $50 billion. New Development Bank is proposed to be established. It is tipped to be the rival to World Bank. Similarly, another arrangement, CRA, Contingency Reserve Arrangement, is also proposed to be established to look into the foreign exchange problems of various countries. So, this NDB and CRA are proposed to be established as per the Fortaleza Declaration. Remember, Fortaleza is in Brazil. Previous BRICS summit was held in Fortaleza, and the proposed headquarters of this new development bank will be Shanghai in China. And please remember, the first president will be from India, right? Look into the next question. Name the bank which is under close watch by financial regulators across the world. It is none other than London-based HSBC. Recently, it claimed it is a sensational disclosure that its actions in Switzerland facilitated escape of tax by high net worth individuals, and after this revelation, entire financial regulators across the world are keeping a close watch on the affairs of HSBC. Right? Remember, the bank secrecy laws have gone. Now in the union budget, the finance minister is coming up with the stern laws to contain black money. Right? Please look into the next question. As per the budget speech, we have already discussed budget in detail, but I included very few questions because so as to remind you the important aspects of the budget. And this question pertains to the market borrowing program for the year 2015-16. The market borrowing program for 2015-16 will be 6 lakh crores. During the year 2015-16, Government of India is going to borrow rupees 6 lakh crore from the market so as to finance its fiscal deficit. We have already learned that fiscal deficit is the gap between expenditure and revenue. So as to bridge that gap, government has to borrow from the market. So this year government is going to borrow 6 lakh crore rupees from the market. Look into the next question. Opposition leader Boris Nemtsov unfortunate incident took place near Kremlin in Moscow. Boris Nemtsov, opposition leader, who is critical about the actions of Russia in Ukraine, was gunned down near Kremlin in Moscow. It created lot of furor over the world, and he belongs to Russia. The murder took place near Kremlin in Russia, right? Look into the next question. Name the country where the elections are likely to be delayed in view of the revision of the electoral constituencies. The revision of electoral constituencies not yet completed, hence the scheduled elections are likely to be delayed, that is Egypt. So please remember, Egypt elections are likely to be delayed because of the delay in the revision of electoral constituencies in that country. Look into the next question. Total market borrowing program of Indian Railways. Market borrowing program of Indian Railways. Indian Railways wants to spend a lot during the next 5 years. And during the current year, it is going to borrow 17,655 crore rupees from the market, and out of this, almost 95% of the market borrowing will be done by Indian Railway Finance Corporation. IRFC is the organization which borrows for Indian Railways, and most of this borrowing will go for purchasing the wagons. Right? Let us move on to the next question. Which of the following is going to establish international exchange in GIFT City of Gujarat? What is GIFT City? It is the Gujarat International Finance Tech City. Gujarat International Finance Tech City, it is tipped to be the first smart city in the country. It is coming up near Gandhinagar in Gujarat, in an area of approximately 886 acres. It is going to be the first smart city, and the second smart city will be Dholera in Gujarat, that is coming up as a part of the Mumbai-Delhi Industrial Corridor. And third smart city in Gujarat is going to come up in Surat. Recently we have learnt it, right? So this National Stock Exchange is going to establish an international exchange in GIFT City of Gujarat, right? Mrs. Chitra Ramakrishna is the MD and CEO of National Stock Exchange. Remember, National Stock Exchange was established in the year 1992 with Bombay as the headquarters. Please don't forget. Look into the next question. Indian Railways plans to spend. Indian Railways devised a plan to spend massive capacity augmentation during the next 5 years. And during the period 2015 to 2019, Indian Railways plans to spend 8.56 lakh crore rupees. Please don't forget, 8.56 lakh crore rupees during the period of 5 years for its capacity augmentation program, which is a massive expenditure. It is not clear how they are going to mobilize these many resources. Right, friends, look into the next question. Which of the following is not figured in the Forbes Asia's 50 Power Business Women list? What is Forbes? Forbes is the business magazine of United States of America based in New York City. Forbes is the business magazine of United States of America. What are the other two business magazines which are familiar across the world? The other business magazine is Fortune. Other one is Bloomberg Weekly. Forbes, Fortune, Bloomberg, these are the famous business magazines published from United States of America. Recently, they announced Power Business Women list of Asia. Out of the 50 Power Business Women list, 6 figured in that. These 6 are well-known persons. Kiran Mazumdar Shah, founder of Biocon, Biocon manufactures biopharmaceuticals headquartered in Bangalore. Chanda Kochhar, you all very well know, CMD of ICICI Bank. Shikha Sharma, MD and CEO of Axis Bank. Arundhati Bhattacharya of SBI. Then two unknown or not too familiar faces are Akhila Srinivasan of Shriram Group. Akhila Srinivasan of Shriram Group and Usha Sangwan, who is the MD of Life Insurance Corporation. She is the first woman MD of Life Insurance Corporation. So Usha Sangwan. So these 6 persons, these 6 women are figured in the Forbes Power Women list of Asia. Please look into the next question. Name the bank which launched Ola Pragati to offer car loans to drivers. Ola Cabs is the taxi service present in many cities in the country, and recently they had tie up with State Bank of India to liberally give loans to taxi drivers so as to make them taxi owners. So recently Ola and State Bank of India came together to support drivers, right? Chhatrapati Shivaji took over as the new CMD of Chhatrapati Shivaji recently took over as the Chairman and Managing Director of SIDBI. SIDBI is nothing but Small Industries Development Bank of India, basically to support micro, small and medium enterprises, otherwise known as MSMEs. This was established in the year 1990. Please remember, SIDBI is for supporting MSMEs and its headquarters is in Lucknow. Please don't forget, SIDBI headquarters is in Lucknow. Please look into the next question. Nikon of Japan agreed to purchase Optos. What is Nikon? Nikon is the famous camera manufacturing company of Japan. What is Optos? Optos is the British retinal imaging equipment. When you go to eye doctor, he will examine your retina. He will examine with some equipment. These are all foreign manufactured. One such firm is Optos. Optos is into retinal imaging manufacturing equipment. So recently Nikon purchased Optos for $400 million. Please look into the next question. UNESCO is concerned about the destruction of archaeological sites. We have already discussed. 90 Assyrian Christians were recently abducted by ISIS. Similarly, recently ISIS is demolishing archaeological sites in and around Mosul. Most of the artifacts were destroyed, belong to museum in Mosul. Mosul is in the northern part of Iraq. It is on the banks of famous river Tigris. So here lot of artifacts are being destroyed by ISIS. UNESCO is concerned about this incident because it destroys the cultural heritage of the world. Right? Please look into the next question. Agricultural credit for 2015-16. Agricultural credit is part of the priority sector lending by banks. Agricultural credit is part of the priority sector lending. Recently, agricultural credit for 2015-16 as per the budget speech is programmed to be 8.5 lakh crore rupees for the year 2015-16. Please move on to the next question. China raises its defense budget. Last year it was somewhere around $131 billion. During the current year, it raised the defense budget to $145 billion. Remember, India's defense budget is roughly $40 to $45 billion. China's defense budget is $145 billion. So, lot of money is being spent on defending the borders of the country. Right? Please look into the next one. During the year 2014-15, which of the following has the highest subsidy? Subsidies? We have already discussed in the economic survey. Total subsidies in the year 2014-15 are close to 2.6 lakh crores, out of which food subsidy is the highest with 1.15 lakh crores of rupees, and next comes the fertilizer subsidy, next comes the subsidy for petrochemicals. Petrochemical subsidy is nothing but subsidy for LPG, subsidy for kerosene, that comes under petrochemical subsidy. And because of the fall in the crude prices in recent times, petrochemical subsidy came down, and at present food subsidy is 1.15 lakh crore rupees, and government intends to reduce subsidy, right? Next question. As per the budget speech, visa on arrival, VOA means visa on arrival. At present, visa on arrival is available for 43 countries. That means they need not take visa in advance. They can take visa after landing into the country. So this visa on arrival scheme is proposed to be extended to 150 countries. Is proposed to be extended to 150 countries. Please don't forget, this is as per the budget speech of the Honorable Finance Minister. Please look into the last question of this week. In India, subsidies constitute approximately 2% of our GDP. I have already told you subsidies for the year 2014-15 are roughly 2.6 lakh crore rupees. That constitutes 2% of GDP. Government wants to bring down the subsidies so that this money can be used for some productive expenditure, but altogether phasing out subsidies is not possible because substantial population are still below poverty line. So it is not that easy to phase out the subsidies, but government intends to remove the non-merit subsidies. That means subsidies to those who deserve it will remain, and subsidies to those who does not deserve will go away. So with this, we are concluding this second session of question and answers during this 9th week. Have a nice day. Thank you.